Assalamu alaikum, dear students of fourth year, Honors English, Dhaka Women College, under National University. I hope and expect that you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. And I am also well. I think you are in the home and you know very well that we are far away from each other for a long time due to global pandemic disease, coronavirus, that has already affected the whole world, and Bangladesh is also affected. And now everybody is bound to remain in the home by following all the tips of health. But dear students, you know, we should not forget it that we have some duties. We are human beings. And you are the students. So your duty is to study and to make a good preparation for your final exam. This is first and foremost duty of you. For this reason, after a long time, I am here. Dhaka Women College has started online classes. So dear students, welcome to my online classes. You know me very much. I am Sheikh Jahangir Hussain, head of the Department of English. And you can see at the corner of the board, Dhaka Women College, Depth of English, Honors 4th year, course number 241101, lesson number 01. That is your symbol. You can find me to see the corner of the board. And of course, it will be very beneficial to you if you follow the rules and regulations. So, I like to teach you. I like to deliver a lecture about a novel. You know, the course number 241101 is, and in this course, the first novel is Pride and Prejudice, written by Jane Austen. So first of all, you should know the life history of Jane Austen. So some contents are here. Number 1, life of Jane Austen. First of all, you should know. You know, Jane Austen is a famous novelist. She was born here, born England. And the place name is Stevensham, Hampshire in England. And it was 1775, 16th December. And she died also Winchester, 1817, 18 July, only when she was 41 years old. So during this time, he became a famous novelist. Her early life, she was the seventh of 8 children of a rural clergyman, and second daughter in a vigorous, able and affectionate family. Among 8 brothers and sisters, 2 brothers followed their father to Oxford and joined into the church. And 2 other brothers were admiral in the Navy of England. Her schooling life was not very suitable. When she was only 9, she left school of Oxford, Southampton. So normally, nation, normally educated at home. So home was the first primary school of Jane Austen and some other sisters and brothers. And during her study time in the home, she learned French, Italy, history, and associated with Shakespeare and also Milton. So from the very beginning of her life, she tried to know more and more. So reading is one of the important points to achieve knowledge. Next, nature. She was very shy, but very witty and light. She was very restless. She developed into a young lady of cultivated manners and pleasing appearance. She enjoyed her share of mainly masculine attention. So during this time, she had a romance with a young man, but the man, its time was totally uncertain, and about the man was totally unknown to us, but ended after his death. So she did not marry. Next, but from her writing, we came to know she devoted her life to domestic duties and households. So she was quiet herself in the house, but she loved gathering with her nieces and nephews because she had to like everyone to make a good association. So from here we came to know that she was very kind, sympathetic, and an amusing lady. She spent 25 years, birthplace 1801. She spent 25 years in her birthplace, Hampshire, in England. Next, remote from his own birthplace, Steventon, 1801 to Hampshire, in England. After his father's retire or get the retirement of her father, she decided to leave her own birthplace and went to Hampshire to live there, where her brother lived. But when she left her birthplace, with her journey, her father, mother, sisters, Cassandra also followed her. But in the house of her brother, only 2 months she lived with his father, with his brother. Next word. In 1516, her health began to fail. When 1516, her health, 1816, began to fail and in May 1870, went to Winchester for treatment, but unfortunately she died on July 18, only when she was 41 years old, and she was buried in Winchester Cathedral. Now, let's see her works. She became a famous novelist. Major novels of Jane Austen. They are very remarkable and important novels also. Number one, Sense and Sensibility. Sense and Sensibility. 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 First novel. It was written 1811. Next, Pride and Prejudice. It was written in 1813. Pride and Prejudice. It was written 1813. It was written 1811. And another novel, Mansfield Park. It was also written 1814. Next, 1814. That is 13, 11, 13, 14. Mansfield Park. Mansfield Park. And also Emma, 1815. Emma, 1815. Four novels are actually her major novels. But Emma, though it was written in 1815, some critics says it was written 1816 also. Pursued Together with Northanger Abbey was also written in 1818. But these are biography of Jane Austen. But before going to deliver the lecture about biography, we have to know about the historical background of Victorian time. Why? Because it was very important. The background of Victorian age is very significant in the history of England or English literature. The age is commonly associated with the reign of Queen Victoria, who came to the British throne in 1837. The age of Queen Victoria is so much important because its effects on the literature on the time. It has a specific significance in the history of England. This age is considered the age of peace and growth of all fronts. London became the center of whole world as literature, political, economical and industrialization. So mainly the people from different corners of the world tried their best to settle down in England. So England became a crowded area. The age is also remarked as the era of remarked as the era of scientific knowledge and materialistic world or progress. It was the age of faith and doubt of science and religion, everybody knows it. So, historical background of Victoria is very important to know the novel Pride and Prejudice. Victorian era actually started 1837. Victorian era started mainly 1837 and it ends or lasts 1836. 37 1901. It is very important. So Queen Victoria came to the position of England as a queen 1837 and it ends 1901. So during the time of Queen Victoria, actually England became very rich in different ways. So we can say Victorian era actually is one of the fruitful periods in the history of English literature also. While Romantic period dominated the period with poetry, the novel has come, or it was the novel that was most important in the period, and in this Victorian era, the novel became the leading part or a leading literary genre in English literature. So after Romantic period, Victorian age is enriched with fiction, prose and mainly novels and some poetry also. And among all the novelists, Charles Dickens, 1812 to 1870, dominated the first period of Queen Victorian reign or age. Next, William Thackeray from 1811 to 1836. And also three Bronte sisters. They are very important. They are very important novelists. Charlotte Bronte, 1816 to 1855. Emily Bronte, 1818 to 48. And Annie Bronte. They are three sisters. Annie Bronte, 1820 to 49. So they actually contributed and tried to enrich English literature by giving their contribution. George Eliot was also whose name is Annie Barnes, who actually wrote 1819 to 80, and Thomas Hardy also contributed from 1840 to 1928. So they are the major novelists of this period. And these novelists, including the women novelists, also enriched English literature. But we cannot forget the poetry, the contribution of poets. Mainly Alfred Tennyson, who actually enriched in the history of poetry in English literature. So we can say the Victorian age is also production of poets of novelists. Production of poets and novelists. So we can say the age is also remarkable for poetry, not only for novelists but also poetry. Alfred Tennyson, Robert Browning, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Matthew Arnold, all are important poets of that time, and they tried to enrich English literature by giving their contribution. But it's a matter of great irony that these poets are also against industrialized civilization. You know, in Victorian time, industrialization or industrial progress is one of the most important point to developing land. But the poets did not like them, these kinds of civilization, because the poet had a deep belief in God and also saint. For this reason, they are called the religious poet. So, I think I have completed my first lecture of fourth year. Dear students, please go through the lecture and try to understand. And next lecture, of course, I will deliver with a view to you of the Pride and Prejudice, the background or the title. So, I like to suggest you, please, my dear students, please go through the background of the Pride and Prejudice. The next lecture will be held background of the Pride and Prejudice, or the title of Pride and Prejudice. Thank you all. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay strong, and maintain all the health tips. Okay? Thank you. Allah Hafiz.